A Graham County teenager takes home the gold on freestyle kayaking's biggest stage. 17-year-old RowanStuart dominated the International Canoe Federation's junior women's competition in her own backyard. News 13's Frank Crocker is streaming live from the Nantahala Outdoor Center. And Frank, she's no stranger to those rapids.
So I learned how to kayak from my parents, but I was very uninterested in kayaking for the first probably year and a half, almost 2 years that I was paddling. My little brother was a lot more interested in kayaking than I was, and I never learned how to swim underwater without holding my nose when I was little, and I just was pretty sure kayaking wasn't my thing for a while.
So many paddlers, you know, their parents took them out on the river for the first time, got them on the water, and showed them the basic stuff, and kind of held their hand along the way and helped them to progress. So I think there's something to be said for somebody's parents, that are able to paddle. And when I first came to North Carolina to work at the Nantahala Outdoor Center, her dad was working at NOC, and her and her brother were like little kids kind of running around the center. And I guess I met her there, but then again kind of came back to the center, and she was 16 or 17, like young, really good at kayaking, and just kind of met her there, like young shredder, I guess you could say.
The gold medalist and world champion out of the United States of America.
But World Championships happens every 2 years, and unlike World Cup, which happens on the alternating 2 years, to go to World Championships you have to make the national team for your country. Here in the United States, it's actually pretty competitive to make our national team because we do have a lot of really talented paddlers here. We have team trials usually in the spring leading up to the World Championships, and the United States takes 5 men, 3 women, 2 junior women, 2 junior men.
There's a lot of them that are really good, but the ones that are able to kind of stick with it and stay competitive as they move out of the junior class or the cadet class, a lot of them get lost in college and don't continue paddling, or they move off to somewhere where they can't paddle. But she kind of stayed here in Western North Carolina and moved to a great college to be at for whitewater.
I saw Rowan compete at Green Race 2 years ago. That's the first time I've ever seen Rowan, but I didn't know her at all. Just that's Rowan, she's gonna come to school here.
Being involved in outdoor programs, especially since everyone who works for outdoor programs has to go through OLTP, and through that you're inherently introduced to what the paddling world is like.
I wouldn't be a student at UNCA without kayaking. It'd be pretty boring for me otherwise.
Being a sponsored professional kayaker, school is something I have to do, and kayaking is also something I have to do. And so it's hard to tell myself that I need to focus on school when also I need to focus on this race that's coming up. So I don't have that excuse to focus on school, because kayaking's just something on the side, when it's not. When as important as it is for me to do well in school the next 2 semesters so I graduate, and have an academia side of my resume, I also really need to focus on like marketing myself in the paddling world in the next 2 semesters, so that when I'm not in school using school as an excuse for why I'm not a big social media presence in the paddling world, why I'm not like sending photos and videos and writing blogs every month, I'm like focusing on that now, so that I'm prepared to be doing that, so that I can paddle professionally outside of school when I'm done.
She seems to be doing really well with, you know, balancing the whole school play kind of aspect. I mean, she definitely got a lot of hard classes this semester that probably pull her away from paddling as much as she would like to, but I mean, it's you've got a goal and you have to work towards that goal, you know, and currently I think it's kind of graduating college so that she can go play and go do some other stuff. But yeah.